here. As you can see from this and from my previous video, that I have organized all of my mini albums that I had created, people have given to me. Most of them I keep on display. Some of them I have put in a bookcase that I keep in the rec room. And then I started thinking maybe they meant albums or mini albums that weren't completed yet. So let me bring you down here to show you. This is where I keep the majority of my mini albums. And if you heard that cracking, that was just my knees. But anyway, most of these ones are empty. There's a couple in here that are in progress, but the majority of them are empty. They're not new, but I just haven't used them yet. So there's some albums in there, some mini albums, and there's some tucked in here as well. And these black books here, they can probably go out of there. For one thing, they are layout or sketch ideas. And some of them have just some ideas that I liked in magazines that I just ripped the pages out and adhered them in there. And then that one with the long tassel, that is a completed trip album. So that those ones can go elsewhere. And then we go to the very bottom, and I have some 8x8 and 6x6 albums. And then look, I even have some on the floor. I think these are all of my albums. I'm going to take a look around. I might have some in my bookcases, but I'm pretty sure this is where they all are. So I'm going to take these out of here. And that's just my heater going on. Even though it's the middle of May, I still need a little heater down here. It's a little chilly. I don't think I need to bring these out. There's not that many. I don't think I have to bring these out into the rec room on my big table. I think I could probably just do it on my table in here. But I'm going to take these out and organize them because I kind of want to keep them all together. I had an idea last night what I was going to do, and you know what? I like totally forgot it. That's why I go to sleep at night and I have all these ideas, and I should just get up and jot them down, because in the morning half the time I forget what they are. I also forgot underneath my desk, this used to be stored elsewhere, but under my desk, let me move this, I have 3 bins full of chipboard mini albums. Those are how they are contained, and I'm going to keep those that way. I use these now, not so much for mini albums, but I use them a lot for making banners and that. So these ones, they're not really organized. Maybe I should take those out. And if I do, you know what? I'm going to do it, because it's go big or go home. Like, I'm doing the whole room. I'm being very detailed with everything. I might as well do this and put these in some kind of an order and get these organized as well. So let me just say that I have to go to the big table every time I organize something. I'm just fooling myself thinking that I can do it on the floor or on my desk here in my workroom, because I always have more than I thought I had. I took everything out of there, and then I realized, oh, I have this. I know it's a planner, but it's like a mini album. And then I have some of these Heidi Swap ones and Recollections ones, and some of them are more like a planner than a mini album. But you know what? I think I'm going to put them all together, because that is probably how I am going to look for them. So yeah, off to the big table I go. Well, I have to admit, that wasn't very painful at all. I actually didn't even bring the albums to the desk, to the big table in the rec room. I figured they're on the floor and they're all out already. Why move them? So let me get down and share with you how I am storing them. And yeah, that was my knees if you heard cracking. I've had really bad knees for the last 20 years, but nobody wants to hear my woes. We want to see what I've done here. So on the top shelf here, I put all my mini albums, the 6x6s. These are all 6x6s. None of them are even started. They're all empty. And then I put these 2 books here. They're a little bit bigger than 6x6, but they work. And then on the second shelf, these are all the 8x8s down here. And I kept the page protectors with the size album, because it's easier when you buy an album, if it doesn't have page protectors, purchase them with the album and maybe even a couple extras, because sometimes it's hard to find them. That's a trick that my sister-in-law told me, and I do that all the time. So I have the page protectors here so I know where they are. I don't have to go searching elsewhere, because I'm trying to keep likes with likes. And then here are some more page protectors in there. And then at the very bottom, these are the bigger albums, and a lot of them already have the pages in them. And then I also left these with this size album because they're made for these types of books. So I kept those with those instead of keeping them with my papers, and then I might not be able to find them when I want them. I might as well just keep them with all of the books. I put all of my multimedia type of albums in between where I store my papers and this container here. I was going to put it over, let me just move you slowly, over here by the mini albums against the wall there, but I usually have a rolling cart there and it would be harder to get like in between there, so I thought, you know what, I'll just put them over here. They're close enough. I know they're not totally like with like I wanted them to be, but I know where they are. I had this mail sorter and it fit perfectly in here. I just had to move these over just a little bit and it fit nicely in here. So each of my little multimedia books are in here and I can just flip through them. You know I like to flip. So I just can flip through them and grab which ones I want. I used to keep my Martha Stewart scoreboard over there. Here's my smaller scoring board. But this one here, and I have to watch this because I do this. I tend to, not only do I like to pile things up on everything on a flat surface, I also like to tuck things in. And this is what I did here. I tucked my scoring board in here. I don't use that all that much. If I score something, I usually just use my paper trimmer and a bone folder, and that's usually how I score things. But if I have a lot of scoring to do, then I'll bring this out. So I know that's there. It's been here for I don't know how many years, but just on this side here. So hopefully I'm not so absent-minded that I wouldn't remember that I just moved it over one. And I'll show you for now where I am storing my planners. Right now, I am just going to be storing my planners in this bookshelf here. Look at this, is an empty container. Empty. If I put this down here, I'd have a full empty shelf. Actually, there's nothing in here either. Oh, I'm just full of empty spaces. How happy that makes me. But I just kept all my planners here. These ones I was planning on using and I never used them, so you know what? It's already May. I'll save them for next year. But I want to, and I've mentioned this before, that I want to put an area on my desk to work on my planner and my Fibonacci, so I will figure out where I'm going to put it later on, because I had mentioned before, I'm just getting things decluttered, getting rid of things I don't think I'll use, and organizing the rest into some type of bin. So when I rearrange things, I just have to move the bin. I don't have to move all the little bits and pieces. I just have to move one big bin or small bin, depending on what it is, and move it into its section. So there we have it. All of my empty mini albums are nice and organized and ready to grab when I need one. So thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you all had a very creative and organized day today. Bye now.